Welcome back to Keeping Up with Ann Canada TV. So today our topic is bad habits. Have you ever just watched somebody do something and you're actually literally disgusted, like, who the hell raised you? Or you're like, I can do it for you if you want, because I'm watching you and things are just not working out.
I know. And have you ever seen somebody is eating? You wonder who taught them all this stuff. Came up along. What are you doing?
Or let me give you one. You go to people's houses and they're doing dishes and whatnot.
And why are you doing it? What are you doing in people's houses? They're doing that.
Sometimes I feel like taking over because they'll have a rag and they'll do the dishes, and then after they wash the dishes, the counters are wet. When the counters are really wet, now you have to go take a rag and wipe them. They'll take the sponge or whatever rag they have. It's dripping water.
Oh.
They'll take this, slap it on the counter, and bring the water into the sink. And then I'm like, okay, maybe that's step one. Maybe they're gonna take a dry rag now, maybe rinse off the rag,
No.
and then go over and make it dry.
Mm-hmm.
They actually take this and they put it right beside the faucet, and they walk away.
And it stays there.
And then I want to ask them, so what about the counters? Are they gonna dry? And
No. If you ever, you know what? Sometimes, as I drop off the kids at school, these high schools, so I'm right there. There are a bunch of kids and they're smoking, they're doing whatever. And then somebody brings something from the bottom of their stomach, And then there it goes, they just lay it on the ground and then nobody cares, it's just like there, right there. Like,
it's just there.
It's there and they're watching it, they're talking, they're watching it. It's like, okay, where was your mother when you were growing up?
Okay, now let me give you one. I always tell my friends about this. My biggest pet peeve, or the worst habit ever. There's a bottle. Do you see the bottle here? Just to get this bottle, if I ask my friend to get it, or anyone.
Slow motion.
Slow motion.
There's so much things to do in this world.
Just pick it up.
Just pick it up, open it up, and drink, and put it back.
If somebody sends you to go do something, it shouldn't take so long. Do things quick. You have to clean or do the dishes. It shouldn't take you 2 hours to wash 10 dishes. It's quick. You ever meet somebody and they're just angry? Angry. I always tell her about this. Certain groups of people in the world. They're just angry. It's like, why are you angry? Did somebody kill you? Did somebody kill your mom?
Yeah.
You should be approachable. I'm not asking you to be 24/7, but when I meet you, I want to talk to you. I want to say hi. Not when I meet you, I'm like, oh.
You have to say, and it's something. It's like, it's not everybody in the world.
No.
A group of people or ethnicity. It's like they are so angry. It's like sometimes when you meet them, you're thinking to yourself, did I ever borrow money from this person? Maybe they're angry at me because they want their money. But you're like, no, I don't even know this person. Because you meet somebody, you want to say hi, they just block you. That's a bad habit.
Very bad.
Very bad habit that you have to teach your children to be pleasant, to be approachable. Because there are sometimes kids are just, they see their mothers, they just look every time. And you don't even know whether you're a good person or not. Most of the times you're a good person, but because of the first impression you give people, it takes it all away. Yeah. Adults are speaking or people are speaking.
Oh.
Yeah. And then a child who is like maybe from 2 years old or something. There's
let's say like 9.
9 years old, and they know better, right?
Right.
Yeah. Adults are speaking, or there's a serious conversation that has nothing to do with them. And they come and they kind of embarrass you, because they will be calling you on things because they know the truth about the whole story you're talking about.
It's like, Mom, no, that didn't happen. I wasn't talking to you.
Yeah, but these days it's okay because they have rights, they stand up for themselves. So whenever you speak and they say, Mom, you did this, you say, okay, honey, it's going to be okay.
It's a very, very bad habit. You have to teach your children, stay out of grown folk business. If I'm not speaking to you or addressing you, it's not your conversation.
It's not your conversation.
I lie or not, but don't speak.
Don't speak.
Unless
unless you're spoken to.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a bad habit. And parents these days, they think they're giving power to kids that, oh, you know what, whenever somebody says something, you speak up for yourself. There has to be a line.
It doesn't make the kid more intelligent.
More
Because
intelligent.
usually those children are like, parents tell them, you're so smart, you're above everyone.
No, they are not.
You're a
They are
giant.
actually obnoxious, because when you really are honest with everybody who is around your child, they'll tell you, honestly, they are obnoxious. Your child has to know when to speak, how to speak, and if they are given a chance to, because what they are learning from is, one day you don't know who they are going to be. They are going to be a leader of a country. And all of a sudden they are speaking when they are not spoken to. Right?
Yeah.
Or they grow up in a certain neighborhood where you just don't speak. And all of a sudden, boom, you're gone. Because you're just speaking when you're not being spoken to. So that's a habit, parents, you have to teach your children. And just coming and standing in front of adults. I don't know. Maybe it's different for you guys. No. Adults are sitting down, and that child of yours who's 10 or 12, they're standing in front of everybody, and they're just holding their waistlines, and they are just thinking the world belongs to them. No. I hope I'm not a tough parent, because that doesn't happen. If you see my child doing that, home.
Okay, you ever go to the bank?
You walk in, they're looking so good, man. It's like you have your high heels, and
You got the money.
and it's like everybody thinks a lot is going on with you. And all of a sudden, the tailor is like, good morning, ma'am. And you're like, good morning. You're trying to lower them, you're trying to control who things might not go right. And then you're like, oh, can I help you with something? No. And then you say your stuff, oh no, I was just trying to check my balance. Oh, okay, ma'am. You have 0.02 cents in your account. It's like, seriously?
It's like, what? I know it's a public area and I know everyone can hear, but there's only TL. Why are you here?
Why are you
Decrease.
here? Yeah. just lower your voice a little, because I quickly get embarrassed, You're at the top of your voice, you're talking to me, and maybe you're talking about my issue, like she said at the bank. It's like, So it's very important that you teach your children. Turn it down. Business area, everywhere. Because these are habits they are learning.
Yes.
You are in the house. You guys are competing, talking. Dad is talking at the top of her voice. Mom is talking at the top of their voice. So for them, for the kids, they are saying, I think it's okay. I just have to be heard. And you are not considering everybody who is around. And you're not considering how other people are feeling by the way you're doing things.
You can get your point across. You can communicate and get your point across. Even when you lower your voice.
You lower your voice.
As long as you're heard. Communication is about, one, the person has to understand what you're saying, and they have to hear.
Yeah.
So as long as your tone of voice, they can hear what you're saying and you pronunciate, you're okay. But yelling isn't going to get your point across.
Yeah.
In fact, some people will square it up if they have to. That's how I feel. It's like, where are you trying to take this right now? You ever have a conversation with, or a big group conversation, and that one person who keeps going. And I think the pet peeve of mine is not being able to gauge whether or not everybody around you is clocked out, or they're not into it, or whatever you're saying is kind of like, it's bad. It's
we are
bad
tired.
taste in the mouth.
Yeah.
When you communicate with people and you're in a group setting, you watch everyone. Maybe I just look around too much, but I'm watching to see whatever my saying is it throwing somebody off, or is it making somebody feel uncomfortable, or have I spoken for too long? Are people yawning and turning their heads?
Exactly.
If you're not paying attention to that, then you're a very selfish person, because it's all about you. You need to be heard. No, people are annoyed when they walk away from it. They're like, oh boy, Melissa, woo, she's too much.
Yeah, exactly. That's a habit that that's so, like, especially if you're that type of a person that you keep going, you are hyped up that you can't even breathe. You just want to be heard. In your statements, there is no question. In your statements, there is no acknowledging what somebody is saying, or you are not even interacting, because you are not ready to hear somebody else. You just want to be heard. It's a habit that is so bad. You know where it's learned? It's learned in our homes as these children are still young, because parents are speaking, and maybe they don't speak, but when these kids are speaking, you don't tell them to give another child a chance, because our homes are mini schools to educate for later in life. So if we don't do it, these bad habits, we might be talking about them, laughing, but trust me, somebody out there has lost a relationship because of those small habits. You see how somebody, like you're standing right in front of people and then you're talking, your finger is almost gonna get your brains out. You're digging your nose, it's like you're all the way there.
Or this one, where they take the finger and they go in the back of the mouth to release whatever food's been there for 4 days.
And they look at it.
And then they eat it.
Or maybe they have to roll it first, so that at least it's composed, and put it back in their mouth. That's a habit that you don't see a lot of people doing. But whoever does it out there, it's because they saw it happen so many times and it doesn't bother them, right? And scratching some parts of your body for no reason. There are some body parts that you just have to go private and scratch, you know. And then there's this habit. I see it happens more in these countries where you just like, you release air. And then
which countries are those where you just fart?
Yeah, here, and then you say, oh, excuse me.
No,
yeah.
no.
The Canadians, they do that.
She said the Canadians do that.
Okay. Yeah, you probably.
Oh no, do you know that this habit, maybe you have a girlfriend, and there's a group of guys that are around. And all of a sudden you think you're good, you're conversating, everything was
You're
fine.
conversing. Yeah.
You were conversing, and all of a sudden she sees the guys, or you see the guys approaching, and she changes it up on you. And instead of focusing on the guys and the conversation going on now with the whole group, you're wondering,
how did you change from 0
just change
to
your
10?
personality? Like, the way she's walking, she is throwing that thing, I'm telling you.
Or she's speaking at the top of her voice.
And she's a different accent, and she's talking about things. It's like, girl, I knew you before these guys came. You're becoming a totally different person. Stick to who you are.
So this is a tendency where it's a habit where parents, you are letting your children, whenever they see something that they think is better than them or they like, they change their attitude, you know.
Be you.
Be you. And teach your child. These are things that you have to teach, to be honest with you. With me, my kids think I talk too much because I talk about each and everything. And then they're like, oh my gosh, why does she keep talking? Because I know they might be out there and doing all these things I'm talking about. But it's something that you have to do your part and then let somebody go and they decide what they want. Because you have somebody who changes their attitude because they've seen something. Like she's talking about. A young girl, everything was okay. It's a group of girls. You're just talking. Everything is going well. A group of guys approach you. Now you are changing. It's like you're all the way from Alabama now. Whereas you're all the way from Guerrero, Zimbabwe. It's like, what happened? Your accent changes. The way you walk changes. It's like your strides are different. And you have to learn to watch.
Because eventually those guys, or if one of the guys chooses to advance on you, he's going to realize who you really are later on.
Exactly.
And then that's when relationships, you start to see all these relationships go away after like 72 days or end after 72 days because the person changes and you're like, I didn't think they were like this.
I wanted
no,
the other
person
person
was pretending.
to. Yeah. So those are bad habits that we have to be watchful. As our children are growing, when you see your child do that, let them, tell them. Make sure you bring, unless it doesn't bother you. But I'll be honest, the habits are those things that destroy relationships. You see, people love buffets. I don't like them. No, especially like, not buffets, but you know, these cookouts where everybody eats together, you bring food together. What do you call it?
Potlucks.
Potlucks.
Okay.
And then it's a whole bunch of you. And then, you know, you're like, you have to teach your children that it's okay. You have to calm down. No running to be at the first of the line, to be the first one on the line. Because they are going to get to a point where they are bigger girls, right? They're trying to date now. And then there's a boy out there. They could be a good candidate, right? And then they see you running, you know. And then it just ticks them off. Just teach your children to calm down. It doesn't start when they are older. It starts when they are younger. As they do things, just calm down. Do things. Watch how everybody does, you know. Watch how everybody do their things. And then usually be the last one. And by so doing, you're teaching them humility, right? And patience. Because if you let them, they're just jumping around, and that's why you wonder sometimes you see these beautiful girls don't have boyfriends. Oh, these handsome guys. No, because they are so, there is nothing so obnoxious like, especially a man who talks too much. No. Men are supposed to just listen to us speak.
That's it.
You know, because your child is used to just getting up, not doing their beds, just getting up, not taking a shower, just getting up, and then they meet somebody who is on the other side of your spectrum. They want to wake up and then make their bed. They want to wake up and then take a shower. The dynamics have changed. So now you guys are different. The next thing you have to do is we just have to not to be together, because the way we see things don't work. You'll be lucky if one of you has to compromise. But it is the habits that will destroy your relationship.
I was telling my mom, parenting, you don't parent a child for the home.
No.
You parent a child so when they get out there, it's how they are seen by people.
Yeah.
Right? That's how the interactions that they have with people, the relationships they have.
Yeah.
Because if it weren't so, then you would just let people just do whatever they
Just
want.
do whatever
because it
they
doesn't
want.
matter that
Yes.
you're doing the home.
Yes.
It's for people out there, how
Yes.
they're gonna. I'm always gonna be nice to my siblings no matter what they do.
Yeah.
But somebody else won't respect them.
Yeah.
They'll make them feel like they're nothing. So it's for everybody else in the world.
And don't be scared to tell your significant other, your child, or maybe your sibling that, the way you are chewing, you're chewing like a rat or a mouse. And then they'll take it from you than a stranger out there. Because strangers out there, they won't be playing with you. They'll be telling you, you're chewing like a mouse. It have nothing to do with you.
Like she says, it doesn't just go back to parenting, but your friends. Your real friends will be honest with you. She always preaches to me about being honest with my friends.
Yes.
But your real friends will let you know, this habit, girl, it's not.
Yeah.
But if your friends are allowing you to do things, but they're hiding when you do certain things, there's something off.
Or they laugh when you leave. They're laughing. They say,
Yeah.
"Dude, did you see what she did? Oh my goodness!"
Yeah.
That's when now friendship is important, because if you missed it at home and now you're with your friends, you do something. That's why it's important to have a good relationship when it comes to friendship. Do not go around with bullies who always try and make you look bad. Go with people who respect you, who always have your back, that when you're doing something that is not cool, they'll tell you.
Thank you for watching Keeping Up with Aunt Canada. Make sure you take care of your bad habits and see you next time.